So you might be wondering to yourself, how are we going to continue funding all of these major projects that we have in mind for this series? Well, in a nutshell, it involves a lot of these guys. Alright, hello everybody, my name is Dalton Rellinger, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we did something. I forget what we actually did. I think what we did was we set up the beginning of a passenger line running from Henderson to Elk Grove. Then we've also got kind of a food supply running to Tacoma. And then we've also got something else like way down here at the very end of the map. We've got, this train line that runs from this farm to this food manufacturing plant. And then we've got a wagon train that takes food down to the city. Eventually, I'm going to do some other stuff as well, like in this section of the map, but the way I did things in the original Transport Fever was I basically just started something at at one end of the map, and I just kind of stuck there. Eventually, I will kind of make my way down to here, but that's not going to be for quite some time, I don't think. And off screen, because I don't really know what you guys want to see versus don't want to see. So until someone tells me down in the comments section, like, hey, I would rather see this versus this, or I'd rather see something else versus what you're showing on screen, I don't really know what you guys want to see entirely. So yeah, I set up the beginning of a new passenger line. I'm going to have two lines running on this side of the river. Basically, I've got the beginning of one here. It's going to share the freight line for a little bit. Comes all the way down here, then it kind of branches off over here, and it links up with New York City. And I've already got the tracks kind of laid out in the direction to go towards Thornton. Okay. So yeah, and because the rail kind of passes by Fayetteville, I am connecting Fayetteville to Atlanta with a taxi service via the, That's not one of my wagons, that is someone else. Yeah, and you can kind of see it's already starting to work. People are going from Fayetteville to Atlanta via these wagons that I've got here. I need to do some work on the road where it's just like a straight shot to Atlanta, so they're not going through all these twists and turns and whatnot, but I'll worry about that some other time. And because I've paid off all of the loans, I'm no longer in any kind of debt at all whatsoever. But the trains, this is a change I'm not entirely sure if I agree with from the original game. If I want to switch over a vehicle, right? Let's say this train in particular reaches the end of its lifespan, which is not too far away from doing. Right now, its condition is mediocre, which is fine, but eventually, as this vehicle ages, its running costs will start to go up as well. And you guys are actually a little bit closer than I really care for you to be honest. Oh well. But in the original game, you could just kind of set for a line to automatically replace it with certain vehicles. As far as I can tell, that's not something I can do in this game. Unless it's like an option that's hidden away. I might actually take a little look-see at that real quick. Set line. Yeah, as far as I can tell, you can't actually set it to where every vehicle will be replaced eventually as time goes on. Which I'm not a huge fan of that change, but it's whatever, I guess. So, what are we going to do in this episode? I think one thing that would be a good idea would be to kind of continue running along with the passenger trains a little bit. That way I've kind of got at least some form of connection running across from, you know, from one of the maps to the other end of the map. That way I've got a reason to actually kind of go up there aside from just to check in on that whole nonsense that's going on up there. So I think, do I want to go ahead and just get started on all this nonsense, or do I want to continue running this line? As this line, I'm going to have a few options. I can kind of split the line here, then have it go across the river to... That's Wichita. What do you know? It's, I'm not too far away from Wichita in real life. Yeah, I can kind of split the line here in Newark and have it go over the river, as well as head up to Chesapeake. I'll have to think about that. Let me kind of go through the map and I'll see what I want to do. Okay, one thing I did decide to do was I decided to put another train on the Stone Line, because these trains that are heading up to Atlanta, they're going up like partially empty, which I'm not a big fan of. So, and eventually I do want another train to kind of come in here, pick up another load, and then start journeying off further on north. So I've taken care of that, and I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start working on a line that goes up to Thornton, or yeah, Thornton. So I think what I want to do actually is I'll kind of leave this part in until someone tells me like, hey, I don't want to see this. I'm just going to leave random bits in. I'm just going to experiment with things that people may or may not want to see. I mean, if you guys want to have me cut things out, that's fine, because it kind of makes my job a little bit easier, to be honest. Okay, I am going to go ahead and bulldoze that, and then bulldoze that. How big is... Holy... That is absolutely massive. I don't think I need that long of a station or that many tracks, honestly, but... The really nice thing that I do like about this game, by the way, is the fact you can configure stations after you've put them in. That's really nice. Let's also go ahead and put in a passenger thing. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and turn it into a cargo platform as well. Okay, there we go. It's also nice being able to configure these things. That way, I've got cargo coming in from this direction and passengers coming in from this direction. It's really nice. So now I need to hook up the lines. tracks. Just double line the entire way. Yeah, if you guys want to see more of this, do please let me know in the comment section, because I can make this game as challenging as you guys want to see, and in fact, you know, I'd be kind of down to do this for a live stream at some point or another. Because, like, the amount of challenge that we could kind of put ourselves up against, and you guys could announce, like, hey, I want a vehicle named after myself, or I want a town named after myself. We could do something like that. Okay, I'm also going to go ahead and put in the X thing here. I know these technically have a name, but I have no idea what the heck they're supposed to be called. Okay, then let's do that at the other end. If I haven't already, I have done. Okay. So now we just need to put in signals. Put in a signal there. We'll put in a signal about here-ish. Put in another signal. And then we'll have a signal right here at the end. So, did that seriously cost me $2 million? Holy crap, you burn through money a lot faster in this game, I will say that much. Good lord. It kind of looked like the tracks were underneath the ground there for a second. You'll have to forgive me for that. Okay, so I'm going to leave out the tedious putting in the bus stops part, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so this is what I've done for anybody who's actually curious. So the line starts here, then it goes to this stop, this stop, this stop, this stop, this stop, this stop, then it goes back here, then it just kind of loops back around on itself. That's pretty much it. So what I want to do now is I want to buy a depot. Just put it out here, I guess. And we want to buy the passenger line, or passenger vehicles. And I think for now, 6 should be fine. All right, Thornton Taxi, there we go. Cargo, so what? That's not a cargo stop. That's a passenger stop. What are you talking about? This is a passenger stop. I don't understand what you want. What do you mean? Get rid of you. Okay. Then cargo can go over here. Right. Street access. We'll have the entrance over here. Then we'll have an exit over here. What's so hard to understand about that? Okay, but what are you? Okay, well, this is annoying. I guess I'll just have to redo the line. Okay, so you start here, then you go here, then you go there, 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 there. You come back to here. You don't come back to there. You go back to there. Okay, now you go back to here. I guess you just want to make sure you actually click on the bus icon, not the actual truck icon. Well, whatever, I guess. Okay, now we get the fun job of messing around with this train line a little bit. So now you go up to Thornton, then you make another stop here at New York City. Cool. And honestly, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and put another train on there, because that's going to be traveling quite a distance. I could put 2 trains on there. Do I want to put 2 trains on there? No, for right now, we'll just go ahead and keep 2 trains on this line. And eventually, we'll have passenger and freight coming up and down this line. It's going to be really cool. Hey, are you one of my newer ones? I don't think you are. I think you're... No, you've been around for a while. What about you? Okay, your condition is bad, so you've been around for quite some time. So that means you're probably my newest one, right? Yeah, you're brand new, pretty much. Alright, so let's let time just kind of tick by a little bit, and I will see you guys in a moment. Okay, well, we've got pretty much our first major obstacle coming up here. Eventually, sooner or later, this line is going to have to cross a bridge. And I don't know how much this is going to cost. It could cost quite a bit, or it could cost, like, basically nothing. So... how do you change the type of bridge? That's another good question. Ah, you just click on that, apparently. Okay, there's gonna be no reason for a ship to come over here, so... is 100 grand really... what if I were to start, like, at the very edge and end at the very edge? $100 grand and some change might not be that bad. Ooh, that's even better, actually. Let's do it. Do I want to double track this, or do I just want to keep it as a single bridge? Yeah, it's only another 60 grand. Yeah, screw it. I've got plenty of money. I haven't really looked at where I want to put this next station, honestly. Over here would probably make the most logical sense. This is going to be a busy town, because it's going to be like the main hub where a train actually comes over here and delivers food to Thornton, so... We definitely want to build it in a logical place. It's going to be a bit of a steep corner that this train has to come around, but it should be fine. In fact, I might be able to kind of angle the station a little bit. Yeah, that looks fine. Might not look the greatest, but... You do lose some speed coming around this corner, but it's only like a mile, so it's not really going to make that much of a difference. So, next target is going to be Wichita. For right now, let's go ahead and we'll put in the switch track. Signals. I don't know why, but I like to put signals at the beginning and end of a track, or at the beginning and end of a bridge. It just seems like something that would make sense. You wouldn't want like two trains crossing over the same bridge at the same time. Because trains are lighter than a feather, don't you know? Oh, we've got a new train available. Yes! So that pretty much means the General, even though I like it, it's kind of becoming obsolete. Though these passenger cars, I can't really use... Actually, these have a top speed of 31 miles an hour. This has a top speed of 37 miles an hour. So this thing is going to be going faster than what these cars can actually pull. I mean, look at the horsepower difference, though. Like 177 up to almost 390. Then the attractive effort goes from 4,079 up to 7,138. And it doesn't have as much emission, though. That's interesting. It has a lifespan of 14 years. Sounds like most of my trains have a lifespan of 14 years. Okay. How are you doing? Are you making me any money? Whenever you have a good load, you do. Been around for 2 years, so you're relatively new. Oh. You're not even a year old yet. Okay. Well, I'm not quite done with this station yet, so might as well go ahead and start finishing that. It's not the grandest looking thing, is it? I probably should have put the cargo building over here, but I don't want to have to deal with all the mess of... No, actually, you know what? That probably wouldn't look that bad. Although, with like multiple different tracks coming in and out, it's going to be an absolute nightmare for trucks to come in and deliver. But I need this thing to join up before it can get to the bridge. What about here? It doesn't like this spot for some reason. There's always got to be something that's just difficult. There we go. Oh, there we go. And signals. Ooh, that's That's a little too close to the passenger line for my liking. It's going to cause a traffic jam. So let's go a little bit closer, but still give us some wiggle room. The reason I'm going so far out is because it's very easy to make a train that's actually longer than the station itself, and if you have a car that's like way out here, like past the crossover, the train's not going to have a way of actually getting back onto the onto the track that it needs. So it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to just kind of make one out here, just in case we run into that at some point. Okay, so signals. Okay, and we need a signal there. And I think that's it for here. Now I need to configure this station just a little bit. And I want to do something just kind of different for this one. That way, not every station is the exact same. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and now we connect the lines. Actually, I'm going to first do this. And now I can do this. I've probably got my girlfriend's anxiety just going through the roof right now. She's not a big fan of games like this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I like it. I like it quite a bit, actually. Now we just need to do it over here. I'm going to have this way, this track, doubled up for quite some time. There we go. Oops. It might not be the prettiest rail line in the world, but you know what? It's going to be efficient. It would definitely help if the rail lines were all connected, though. And now I've got the advantage of I don't have to put an X in for these, because if a train comes in, it can just, and it needs to turn around, it can just turn around and go back into the line it needs to. Which means these are going to be kind of easy to signal. Okay, so signal, signal. Signal, signal. Yeah, the way I understand this, I think the passenger line should pretty much have the right-of-way here. And I don't need that anymore because I've got this up here. And okay. I'm going to go off screen and I'll kind of do some finishing touches and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, welcome back everybody. I've gone ahead and I've set up the taxi line and I've done some editing to the current line to where the train will now come up to Toledo and then go back and make every stop along the way until it reaches Atlanta again. I've got a couple of options here that I haven't really noticed before. Number one is this town needs food, right? And I've got, the most obvious thing would be to take grain from here up to here, then have the food transferred to the closest train station, then have it just come down to here, right? Well, I would actually make a lot more money if I were to have the food come from here, because then I could have a freight line come in and travel all the way around here to Thornton, which doesn't make the most logical sense, but it makes the most financial sense. And I've come to find out, I did a YouTube search to see if I could actually, you know, have vehicles replaced over time. It turns out you can't, but it ultimately doesn't matter if you let your vehicles age way beyond their lifespan, because the running cost, unless they've changed this since the video came out, the maintenance costs for the vehicles will remain the same, or the running cost. So this is going to be about $80,000 a year, and these trains should probably be making a lot more than that. So, and that number will not change at all whatsoever. So we'll just have to do some experimenting to see how it actually does. This is just a passenger passenger line. It can't really be relied on too much because passengers will kind of fluctuate. They won't remain like a solid number throughout the entire game. Sometimes the train will be completely full, other times they'll be completely empty. It largely depends on just the luck of the draw. But they are consistent in showing up to the station itself, so you don't have to worry about the train like ever being completely empty. But let's say if someone from Toledo decides they want to go down to Atlanta, they will do that, and they won't get off at every single stop. Like in older games, it used to be that passengers would just kind of ride along from one stop to the other, but now passengers will actually travel from Toledo all the way down to Atlanta if they want to go to Atlanta. So I believe that makes a bigger profit if they stay for the entire journey. I'm not 100% certain, but yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and start setting up the food line, actually. Which means I'm going to need a new line to go from here down to here. But it might be a better idea to just build the train first. That way the game knows what I'm wanting the cars to do. So yeah. Let's go ahead and set up a freight line because we haven't done this for a while. And this is going to be a red line because this is going to be a rail freight. So we go from this stop here to not that stop, this stop, not that stop. This stop, thank you. Okay, and this is going to be food to Thornton. Okay. Oh. Oh, yes, we finally have some new wagons coming out. Let's take a little look-see at those real quick, because those are going to be the first actual land vehicles that we've unlocked. Okay, so this can carry 5 people, whereas this can only carry 4. They only go 1 mile an hour faster, but they do carry more. We'll look at that here in a second, but right now, and this is going to be food, and that's, yeah, that's the type of car that I need. Can I make 2 of these? Yes, I can. That might not be the greatest idea. Do I want to go with this train though? Yeah, I might as well because it's new. Has a lifespan of 14 years. Yep, let's do it. And I want you to go on to food to Thornton. Let's take a little look-see at the train as it comes out of the depot. Ah, yeah. That is absolutely beautiful. I think this is the type of train that's in Red Dead Redemption 2. I think. But you can carry 42 food. So let's go ahead and start putting a new line on you, going down to you. food to Atlanta Station. Okay. Now, can you carry food? You cannot carry food. You can carry everything else, but not food. Okay. And to compensate for these newer wagons coming out, and ah yes, the posh horses. Just so posh. They didn't have to go quite that, like, military posh, but they did. Good grief. Okay, so you, my good sir. Actually, what I need is just a line that goes from here to here, just to compensate for the all these guys. So this is going to be... I didn't mean to do that. Let's go from there to there, and we'll have this kind of a brighter yellow because it's just going to be from farm to... Yeah. And we can actually use these new ones for this. Okay, so I think I'm going to go through and I'm going to start replacing all of the old wagons and stuff. So let's go ahead and just start doing that. We'll start from here. That's the Atlanta food line, so you guys can all be replaced. It's going to be the Atlanta taxi. Let's go ahead and, oops, replace all of you as well. Okay, maybe not. So that's still like the same passenger thing that I had. Okay, never mind. What? Oh, okay. The trains are going to be a little too expensive. So let's just stick with the actual ground vehicles. This is very expensive. Those are all brand new. Thank God. This is going to be the last one that I really need to update. Yeah. This is the last one. Alright, there we go. So all our ground vehicles should now be updated. Might be beneficial for me to actually start expanding out the cargo a little bit. And let's also have, that is the entrance. So let's go ahead and do this. See if people start using that. Yep. I was kind of hoping more and more could just kind of unload. I think that might have just made things worse. I think that just made things worse. Okay, hang on. That needs to be reversed. Problems? I'm trying to think maybe I should have just left this alone. Okay, after some configuration, let's see if it kind of sorts itself out. Tried to make it where every line has its own entrance. This is still not working out. Why do you not do the things I want you to do? Yeah, that seems to have cleared things out a little bit, at least. I think I'm going to go ahead and put just a few more wagons on the grain-to-food processing. That way, there's always just more and more food just coming in. This thing will never have to shut down. I'm also going to go ahead and just delete this thing. I think it probably wouldn't hurt to upgrade this thing either. Make it to where it can hold a lot more. All right. One thing that is kind of cool about this game is you can definitely tell whenever vehicles are starting to age because they get all this rust and stuff on them. So we've got a passenger train that is fully loaded. Nice. Let's see how much this thing brings in. I don't think I've actually checked to see that yet. Get rid of you. $432,000. Not bad. Not bad at all. Also, why is there cargo here? Oh, I see. Okay. Do I have trucks that... I do not have trucks that take... I don't need that many, but... Let's go from here to here. Let's call that Atlanta call that Atlanta Freight. And you know what? It can say it's pink. I don't care. So let's have. And you can just go to Atlanta Freight. There you go. Have fun. Ooh. This thing we definitely want to do a little ride along with. What? Oh. Okay, apparently I need to put a few more signals here. Let's put them right there. That should be good enough. And then we get back to riding along with this thing. Right. Definitely gonna need to start putting on a few more signals. Longer stretches of the track here. Okay. That should be good enough. I'm already back up to $5 million. Ooh, gonna have to wait here though. This is kind of the problem whenever you have older and newer trains running along the same track is the older trains will definitely hold up the newer trains quite often. Which can obviously be kind of annoying, but it can be easily solved by just putting in a few more signals and stuff. I'm definitely going to be curious to see how much this thing makes, because this is... Ooh, that almost wasn't far enough. This is a long trip for a train. Unfortunately, it's going to be going back completely empty. I guess I could try doing like a combination of freight and passenger trains. That could be kind of fun. Alright, buddy, how much are you gonna make? Over $1 million. Okay, so yeah, this thing definitely gonna be a big money maker. In fact, I think I've got enough money now I can actually... upgrade these things. There we go. So now these things, they've got 4 cars on them, and they can haul upwards of 56 passengers. And they're not going to be slowing down my freight train anymore. So that'll be nice. Sooner or later, I definitely need to look at upgrading these things. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Would you guys like some extra cars, by any chance? We might need another train on this line, if I'm perfectly honest. Holy crap. Well, I will continue to kind of mess around with some things off screen, but I think I'm going to leave you guys here. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know if you guys want to see me do anything special, because I am definitely up for that. I'd just like to have any kind of recognition that you guys are enjoying the series, and I will see you guys next time. So until then, bye-bye.